Yo. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Rasky. What's up? Works for admin. I just edited it. In case you want to try again. I don't know if it edits on the go or, you know. But yeah, it works for me. I changed it to 7 now, which I think was the Yeah, 7. Well, I can define things at least. I don't have to Google stuff. It's something. No. Next time. I mean, in a way, I'm kind of glad that I'm able to just like take my mind off of some imaginary to-do list. But then again, it's kind of embarrassing. Kind of embarrassing. Next time should be good. I'm so ready to continue playing this. Like, heck yeah. Food. I ran to the kitchen and I made myself a bread. Evening, Joda. Ah, look at that beautiful green. The first row is complete, by the way. Yes, get something to eat. The first row is complete. We just gotta watch on any other row, and you know, it's gonna be all green then. But yeah. Oh yeah, we got the OP database. Yo. Hello, Pahu. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. How's it going? Yes, we're Hi, Gretcha. We called the friend last time. We got the credits, and now we got the freaking unlock command, and we're gonna search everything that gave us more than 5 results. We're gonna do that search again. I'm so glad I color-coded everything in my notes. Yeah, notes was the next one. 31. Is there anything? What does 1? Please work. Okay.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking.
Knife could be.
I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die.
Ill? Did we ever search for die?
It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure it is.
No, I don't think we did. Did we ever even search dead? How does this go? I don't think we did. Dad? We did search for father, to be fair. Okay. That was something. Birthday. Oh, we've seen all. Cool. I guess. Then I'll search for the new ones. Knife. Yeah, we've not searched. Nice. Very nice.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
Fairy tales? This game made me realize I'd be a terrible detective. How come? She would find a way, indeed. What happened, Bahu? Oh, we've seen that. We haven't searched for it, but we've seen them. Die. Okay. Well, we got one video out of knives, so that was cool. Then, okay, this is my first page now, so we'll get the basic. Let's do Simon. Oh, one we haven't seen.
No, he was a shizzy. I asked a friend to ask him out for me.
A friend?
We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business.
You mean Eve?
I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a Whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
Basically finished it, and I still couldn't have told you the full story. Yeah, to be honest, like the guy in the chat also asked me a question, like, do you now understand why your mother did what she did? And I was like, I answered no. Only then I realized that I'm Sarah. For some reason, I thought that I was Hannah on a runaway. And that's why the police sirens were there every now and then, because they were still after me or something. That was my theory. But nah. I don't know why the sirens are there. Are they there just because we're at the police station? Because that's kind of... I find that kind of lame, unless I'm also somehow, you know, involved. I would like some chocolate on my teeth right now. Stories. We've seen all stories. E. Nice. I mean, kind of not nice, because I do want more videos.
Yes, it was a cremation for the best. We both wore black and had veils, so it was easy. And after the funeral, everyone came back to the house. Hannah served up sandwiches, and I stayed out of sight.
So they got to have a funeral, right? At least. Try as best as you can to eat it without touching your teeth, but it happens. I'm pretty sure Gretchev is somehow trolling or something. Because... How do you not bite chocolate? I think you need to find a different chocolate. The trick is to swallow it whole. I mean, chocolate isn't sticky, so even if you get it on your teeth, just like lick it and it's gone. I don't see chocolate on your teeth as issue like she did. Eric, the boss, was interesting. Damn, why have we found everything already? Baby. Oh yeah, dime, but like the part that sticks isn't chocolate though. When you lick it, it becomes sticky. No, lick the teeth, not the chocolate.
Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Yo. Hold on a second. She didn't want to tell Simon? Well, she did eventually, right? At the birthday. So I wonder how far she was with the pregnancy at that point. Is there something for Doug? Like, I'm still very... Is that a black shirt entry? Like, if you can tell here. This is the time for the black shirt interview, and I've been doing such a poor job with that one, so whenever I get that, I'm excited. Yep. I'm so happy about this first green row. We've been doing a good job, honestly. This just now the 15 max results is making this rather easy, but I'm happy to have this. Black shirt hype. I have a plan, like if I get all, or if I even get like close, if I'm happy with how much I found, I'm gonna watch all the videos in order. I checked the files and it's 1 hour and 37 minutes of videos, and we're gonna watch that just to make sure that we have the full picture. It's gonna be movie time. We have a bingo, yes.
This is the third day running you've called me in. I speak to Doug and Eleanor every day. And they say you've been asking a lot of questions. About me. Should I be worried? Am I a suspect?
Yes, Hannah. Hannah, who drinks tea with sugar, you are suspect. You're very sus, indeed. And about the mirror. Have we seen it all? Damn it, we've seen it all. What have we not seen? School. My nails keep getting longer. I can't type. My typing skills go worse every day. Their cups are so obviously empty. They had some sugar in it. Yeah. That is true, Rasky. I'm not sure it's true anymore. But yeah. I would do better if I just like cut my nails. This isn't giving me as many results as I hoped. Like, I was so hyped last time when we unlocked the 15, but what good is this when I've already found them? Like, I might just need more keywords. This isn't looking good. We're going through them super fast. What was family? I've kind of marked it differently than everything else. Oh, okay. I've marked it hard as well. with a question mark instead of color coding. I do also have the random command. That's gonna take forever though. Wait, I skipped Glasgow. How do you spell that? Come on, please. Yes, okay, something.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
I'm guessing. Oops. I'm guessing. That is also ultimately the reason why she's, you know, helping her cover the murder. With so small words like with then true. Yeah, bitch. We can do. Ooh. Yo.
God, I don't know. Could be anyone. Maybe someone.
Like now it
finds
makes
in the
more
pub.
sense since
I want to let them in.
it's not limited to 5.
Doesn't make sense. Yes, yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. With the fingerprints in all those places.
Like we tried a lot of things with the bedroom. We didn't try sheets or wash. We could try those.
Cute. You must love them very much.
Ah, this is that one that we
What
were
ages
trying.
are they?
That should be. I believe that's this one, or this one. Ha! I was trying to find that earlier. The yellow square is like the last video you watched, so you kind of know whereabouts you are. Because these are in order, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that didn't... Yeah, let's do with... Ooh. Oh god. Nice quote.
She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman. But it's okay, because she finds out it wasn't her husband, it was his brother. And so it's fine.
I wonder if those would give anything. In before, Simon has a twin brother. that would be quite something.
Yes, I always pull it shut and then lock the bigger lock with the key.
I think they just meant to switch the roles there in the story. You know, two brothers instead of two sisters, but you know, give small hints and stuff. Okay. Glasses. Phone. Money. Dang it. Oh, this one was interesting. Different. Home. Right. Oh, interesting.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
This is what we were looking for last time. Indifferent. I know you're joking, but why not, to be honest? Okay, back to bedroom. Nope. Parents, hopefully. I still don't think we've heard, like, there seems to be so much more to the story of how their parents died. I still think that they somehow poisoned them too. I'm sure of that, but I've just not found actual proof, you know. They've not said it.
Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm not sure how long they last for, but is that possible?
Okay. So there's something we could also try. Bad fingerprints. You need to find the name she said to the lie detector. Yeah. Yeah. Like, with all logic that I've been able to apply to this person on the confession, you know, is Eve. Like, it's been quite clear to me so many times. So why did they do that? Did they sort of just like expect you to find that early on or something? To, you know, have it be more suspenseful. Do we know her last name? Well, we know their married name was Smith, but I mean, Eve's name is not officially Smith, is it though? So we should somehow find out their parents' last name to know their last name. Hi, paranoid. It's okay. Fairy tale. We could search for Smith.
I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over.
I mean, you
The
kind of
witch was
did
dead, and I'd been restored to my rightful place.
for a pretty long time. Interesting music triggered then. Will Smith mentioned here? We've watched this.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Have we seen this like super early? Because I don't remember that. I guess she's just so used to... She's just so used to, you know, pretending to be Hannah that she accidentally said that. Right. Which? Fake mother? I'm thinking fake. Did we search detector? I don't think so. Name? Test. I forgot to color code Oxford. I don't know if we got all. Okay. Okay, that was all words that we've searched for before, but got more than 5. That was super quick. Then I have the few new ones. Oh, that was a good one. Since when can you scroll? Since now, since we triggered the credits. They kind of gave you a hint. They gave you a command to search for a one random video. That's kind of, you know, there's 271 videos. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get too lucky with that. And then they also gave us a command to extend the search to 15 first results instead of 5. So, I'm really happy we triggered the credits.
I haven't been into work. I guess I've just been waiting, ready to hear from you, hear from my husband. When you suspect someone of murdering their husband.
She did, though.
Rehearsed? You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
I mean, but when you remember everything, that the entire answer in such detail, but you don't remember being asked that just the day before. Oh.
No, Simon wasn't seeing another woman.
What? Sure. A waifu? Door. Hey.
Yeah, I had to let myself in. The door locks if it swings too.
What about seeing the same woman? Yeah. I'm like, I have a feeling that the rest of these videos are, you know, short and random. This long red streak bothers me even more now. But like, I think we've seen basically all the important stuff by now, except for maybe here. There may be some revolutionary stuff in here, but the rest is just like stupid, I'm pretty sure. I'm not expecting anything major to be revealed at this point. I just want to make them green.
No, I don't think it was. I turned the key, but it was already unlocked.
Trip. Hey.
This is a nice of them.
Is it
This is where
though?
you take people when it's time to arrest them.
Is it though? It's just there's nothing. Peel. Oh my god. Yo! Paranoid! That was awesome! I can't believe we didn't search for that before. She was talking about evidence and suspect? Oh yeah? After this evidence and suspect?
Like I said, I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too fast. If you want, you can arrest me for that.
This was about the speeding ticket. Crime terms, that's true. As she sort of repeats the question sometimes, or the claim.
Yes. No, lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
Yeah, if she can prove that it was Hannah, so then, yeah. I mean, I'm sure associating with the murderer is kind of criminal as well, but...
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. She probably doesn't even have like a social security number or anything. What's gonna happen to her? Okay, hold your horses. Not a black shirt one.
Okay. So you want to eliminate me as a suspect?
Ooh. Repeats the question. Yeah, sometimes not at all. Like, you have no idea what she's talking about. But sometimes, when she's feeling very accused, I find that she kind of... You know, it's easy to guess what the question was. Yo. Yo. Execution.
Fine. I've never had my fingerprints taken before. I once put my hand on the oven.
That's not how taking fingerprints feels like, fortunately.
Fingerprints.
Yeah, if they took their fingerprints, that's like especially super obvious that it's two different people.
Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match. Fucking idiot.
She's very aggressive as the black shirt one. Ah. I think she was worried that she might have burned the print off on the oven. Maybe. Stop! Some insults. Yeah, okay. No ultimate here. We searched for fuck before. Yeah, we got the achievement for that. Yeah, she... Ticket.
I remember the ticket, of course.
This
I
is
paid
kind
it
of what I
without
was
telling
searching
Simon.
for.
Didn't want to get told off. And they put points in the license.
Jail. I think we've searched for that one earlier. But yeah, like I said, it's easier to search again than to try and see if we've searched.
I can take the stuff off now. Did I prove I'm innocent?
That's too guilty. We probably did, but yeah. Oh, stop. Huh. Thing. Hey.
Yes, this is it. He made it himself. It's a special one-off. He made it and decorated it. That's his thing. Where did you find it?
That one was the unbroken mirror. Prof. Can I just please type proof? It's too hard. I need a prof reader. Okay, where are we now? What the hell? That works.
What about us?
I think at this point I'm done with writing things down. Oven. Cook. Because, like, at this point, we're throwing random shit at this engine. We're just, like, basically spamming at this point. A tricycle. Oh. I'm surprised that they have logged these words too. They're probably. It's just like we have the first, like, what? 20, 25, even more entries. So, like, a super common word like that is gonna bring us nothing but already watched stuff. Car.
Yeah. I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted.
I feel like I've seen that before. Yeah, maybe so. But I feel like she said a word sometime on a video that I hadn't watched before, which I had searched for before and, like, marked with red. Okay. There you go. House?
I wasn't in the house.
Maybe idiot was a clue. I searched for idiot. Stupid. Like, it's just that one. Oh yeah. Remember how I found in the game files I found 272 videos, and here it's 271. Here it says 1 volume missing. What is that all about? They seem to choose, like, to say 1 instead of body. So at least there's, like, some consistency. Maybe unlocked when you find all the rest. Maybe. Does anyone want to Google that? I don't dare to Google that. Yes.
Yes. Like a story. A beginning, a middle.
I searched for story before, and I couldn't. Body could be an American thing. Did we do the she, her? I did that try story. Maybe that's more than... No. Could that be... Could it be that bad? Because I noticed in that sentence it was like the last word of a sentence. Meaning it was story, period. Could that ruin some of our Googling? Don't think so. Well, it wasn't there. Maybe they just didn't log. Did I misspell it now? Or like, what? Yeah, not this one. Maybe. Perhaps. Word. What is stemming? Okay. Memory. Hmm. What the heck is this? Maybe she flipped. Like, hold on. The black shirt was on the 3rd of July. What? What? No, this is the 2nd of July. Okay. Yeah. See, the very next day, 3rd of July, is already, yeah. So I think she may have like flipped here and like something happened here when they like didn't talk about deal agreement, like something. I wonder what could have happened. Ah, I see, Gretchen. We're gonna do admin random. Like, I guess I just really need one of those 10 or something videos there to have some sort of context on what the heck was going on during that time. Gone. Okay, let's take another look at, because she is Hannah. This is the last time that we see Hannah.
Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match. Fucking do it.
Then it find matches and match are the same word. Are we gonna do admin random? How lucky do we have to get? It's so slow. Okay, now it's not so slow anymore. The first paste was slow. Oh, admin all admin test. Admin unseen. Since the start, it's been sort of structured that some words are placed to lead you in the right direction, so it's not crazy to assume it still applies. Yeah. We got something.
Sorry. Yeah, I get it. Yes.
I'm getting lucky.
Okay. I'll try my best to remember.
Remember, okay? Try. It might be weighted. That would be very nice of them. Wow. Wow. And still no black shirt ones. Unless she like bursted out super quickly. But we've seen the beginning of the next day. When she like comes in and like, this is a nicer room. I think that's like basically the start. So it's not like there's so much. Maybe from the previous day? I don't know. It would make sense that...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm quite a private person and I didn't want to get into the detail of the argument.
Didn't we search for arguments too? And that was argument period. I swear this engine is rigged, but at least the random is being generous. Wow. Wow, it's not a coincidence at this point anymore. It's... It can't be.
No, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon.
And wow, I thought my luck was over.
Have I ever cheated on Simon? You asked that question yesterday.
It's giving them in order too. Basically. What's the previous question yesterday? I'm not sure, but I'm taking my chances with this. Please. Please. Yes!
Is that camera recording?
Let me guess, it was this one. Yeah. Okay, next one should be exciting. Hell yeah. Let me guess, that's this one. That's this one.
Yes.
We searched for yes before. Okay, this is clip D184A. Okay, but that's 35. Yes, okay, that's why. Yeah, let me guess, it was that one. No. What? Is there just no black shirt?
Yes.
These are all gonna be yes or no, aren't they? That's why I haven't found them. But I thought, why is there no more black shirt? Should we search for yes, period?
No.
Okay. Okay. In before memes. No, it doesn't work like... Oh, fuck. This is so stupid! Troll game. Maybe it was. Maybe she, like, got angry and just left because they were accusing her. She knew. I did try yes. Well, I didn't try with those, like, markings, but I think we got it.
Yes.
At least they're clearly favoring the unseen ones. At least.
Yes. No.
Okay. Prediction. Is the next one gonna be yes or no? I don't think I can wait because the prediction lasts like a minute or something. So that would be hilarious. Illegal. It's not illegal if it's allowed. Okay, next one. This counts then. Is it gonna be yes or no? I'm not gonna play it until... And before we found them all. In before... Well, there's one more. In before... That's the last one. Okay. Okay. Last one. Is it a yes or a no? Where did it go? Where did it go? It's 50-50 right now. Come on. Let's go. Did you, is it over? It's closed. Okay, so we can do it now.
No.
No, like Lara Croft would say. Okay, one last one. One last one. Who won? Who won? Okay, what is this? GG Paranoid.
No. No, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring.
I thought it was gonna be another no. Just no and nothing else. Well, we did it. That was kind of anticlimactic. Do we want to Google how to get the last one? First story volume missing. Ooh, there's a Steam community. Can I try yes? I did. But like, you mean that sort of? Or like that sort of? I think this is what we would use. Would it work with the singular one? No. Okay, so it has to be the double. Okay, what does Google say? In the second readme, it explains that some of the footage was possibly damaged in the flooding. Possibly. The missing value represents the video you're currently watching. Oh. Well, then I don't understand. Quotes work. Maybe. Imagine answering maybe to a lie detector. Do you want to like see what I'm looking at? Somebody says like, why is the file blah missing in the game folder? But our problem is that there's one wait, it's easier this way. See this one. If I select all but the credits and the batch file, it's 272. And I don't see any of these being, you know, extra, like the batch file and the rest. Hashtag realism. $716. Well, yeah, it's missing entirely. It's yeah. Good thing that it's probably nothing. But why is there a different amount of videos in the folder and in the database? That's what is like. Oh, stop being such smartasses. It's an X-File. Why does nobody mention the fact that there's like the different amount? Nobody says anything about that. Oh, you triggered? Both triggered the X-Files? Hello, Stimp. How's it going? Should we just ignore that? Is it like... I mean, we've done it. We've done it. We... Hello? You got scammed, you did. But you did hear the X-Files sound effect. What more can we do? Did we read this? Yeah, we did. This is weird. Well, I have 12 out of 13 achievements. Oh, it's about the game. The last one is about the game. This is one of the most anticlimactic endings I've had for a game, though. It was great to play, but lame to finish. Do we want to watch the videos in sequence? Do you still, like... Is there stuff that we don't know? Do we want to do that, or do we want to play something else? I'm not so excited about that anymore. I guess it would give us a better view on things, right? Like I kind of know what happened, but it was because it was so mixed. Okay, let's see. Can I make like a playlist of these? Will it play them all?
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough.
We don't have... Oh. We don't get the subtitles for this, I guess. Unless, let me check. Because it didn't want to open them in VLC. Let me check if I force it open. With VLC.
Black coffee, thanks.
Is there like a subtitle? No. They're not in a form that my regular video player, can find. It's fine, I guess.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Oh, come on. Play them all. I don't know how to use a computer. It's like when I select them all, it's like it doesn't give me selection of which app VLC. I'm gonna have to change how AVI files are opened, I guess. Change VLC. Okay. And now if I select them all. No.
A black coffee, thanks. A black coffee, thanks.
No.
No sugar. I'm sweet enough as it is.
If you open VLC, you can open the playlist window. Right. It's loading. Okay, but we don't need that. Okay. Okay.
A black coffee, thanks. No sugar.
We've heard this
Sweet
like a
enough as it
gazillion
is.
times.
My name is Hannah. Hannah. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street. Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things. A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have. No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on him though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly.
Welcome to movie night.
He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV. He was wearing a shirt. It's a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans.
Who can recognize the one
He has a
extra
watch.
video?
It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house. So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job.
Oh yeah, where did he go?
So Eric was ringing on the phone.
Like,
I checked at the Rock. That's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday
he went to
night,
the
but not
bar,
since.
right? Then came back
He still
with the
wasn't back this
blonde
morning.
one.
It just isn't like him at all.
And that, oh yeah, that. So this is
Still not
already
back by
made
dinner
up stuff.
time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Didn't we check that the
It's the
18th
Rockington
was?
Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen.
I don't know.
Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
It seemed like she rushed. Like 18th was Saturday or something,
I
but
think he spoke to
maybe.
Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes. There's married couple stuff. A stupid argument, nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to. No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but no, he never runs
He
off.
likes Helen. He likes
He always comes back.
blondes.
We make up. It's always that way. I a long time. We got married when I was 17. Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective? Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that. I mean, to hurt himself.
So this is Eve, right?
No,
She's
not
drinking
drugs.
coffee.
I mean, he drinks, but never very much. He goes to the pub and has one or two. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but no, he doesn't have any kind of drinking problem. Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back. No. I'm not sure what strange would be, but he hasn't been acting odd. He's been busy at work, but nothing too stressful.
I feel awful for laughing, but...
Sure. Yes, of course, if that would help. Will you phone the house to let me know when you want to come round? Then I can make sure that I'm there.
You mean the other one isn't there?
He has a wallet, a huge, silly thing. Leather. Real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff. Business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. You know. Offsets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before, when he comes in, if he's in the house. Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one. Sure, I think. I do all the bills and paperwork and handle all the money stuff, so it should be easy for me to find.
Yeah, Gretchev.
Do you want them dropped off to you?
Correct, as far as I've understood.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing. No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, it just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page. Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
So she's already...
Thanks. Please find Simon. I love him so much.
kind of giving the idea that he's hurt.
Could I have a cup of tea? I haven't been into work. I guess I've just been waiting to hear from you, hear from my husband.
Just got louder.
Bruce? Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was
Why
going
does
through
she
the
have
cupboard
the
in my
bruise?
kitchen, and the chair slipped, and I
This
kind
is
of hit
Hannah.
the
She
door
has
with my
no tattoo.
face. I mean, hurt like hell.
And she's drinking tea with lots of sugar.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's, and they're very worried.
Somehow I didn't notice
feel
that
sorry
bruise
for
at
them.
all with the CRT.
Eric was
Filter.
like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
The chair just flipped.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the Glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there. Okay, I'll try my best to remember.
She might have.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about
'Cause-
8 o'clock.
we only know
Yes,
what Eve
that's
told
my
us, what
birthday.
Hannah told her,
Not one of the big
right?
ones, but I guess you can see that.
Eve even made it seem like she
Yeah,
doesn't quite believe it
I
herself.
guess. I mean, I'm quite a private person and I didn't want to get into the detail of the argument. It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present. I mean, it wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while.
Do we know what she got for present? Was it the mirror? Oh, I thought he gave it to her long ago. But okay, it was only now. And then like what? Next day he gives it to someone else or something.
The present was a mirror. A
Oh.
nice mirror.
If only I
glass,
didn't pause
the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me. When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive-aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything. What about us? I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers. Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till. No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him out for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a Whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth. I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room, and they decided we should get married. I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon.
See how differently she talks about the wedding here than
just the two of us.
Than Eve does.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday. We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself.
If it came.
Living there for those months, full of hope.
Why? It had a spare room for us and the baby if it came. Why does that sound like... It just sounds more and more like she faked the baby to begin with, just to be with Simon alone. Didn't Eve sort of say it was a miracle both times, you know, with Hannah and with her, because they both got pregnant the first time? But like, what if Hannah didn't? If it came, I don't know if I just don't understand English that well, but that sounds sus to me.
No. I lost the baby.
Didn't she get a belly? I
I
mean, you
miscarried
can.
at 8 months.
I mean, you can get fake bellies.
We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
Like,
my
actor
parents
Stewart.
died. It was the worst year of my life. The miscarriage and then my parents. At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning.
Could she not fake a miscarriage
And I
though?
felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something.
She could pretend to go to the hospital and
Yes.
then come
I
back without
inherited
the
it
belly.
from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep
Oh,
with
but
my
true,
parents together for a
Simon
long
would have
time.
known. I didn't
We
think about
decorated it
Simon.
as soon as we moved in, but it was another
Oh, we
year
thought
before we
about
started
Eve.
sleeping there. I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us, there's always been pressure. I mean, I don't know. Something must have happened to him on his way home. He could be hurt. I mean, why hasn't he phoned? I don't know. Oh God, I don't know. I mean,
I didn't notice.
I guess The Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong. No. I mean, everyone loves Simon. He was so nice to everyone. He loves me.
Jimmy. Yeah.
Fine. I've never had my fingerprints taken before.
I mean, how the hell does her going to work at a school diner make it so that it's never been just her and Simon? Like, because like pressure even doesn't make any sense there. I feel like she said stuff that she wasn't supposed to say, and she tried to save it with pressure, but it was bad. Poison the kids. The only thing I thought about at that point was how I still think that they poisoned their parents. And so, like, how hard can it be to not poison the kids? But, you know, if she's done it before, kind of. That's all I think. I mean, it's fun to have your own theories on the side, right?
I once put my hand on the oven. Okay? I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records? No, it's
Excuse
okay.
me?
The other detective. Okay? I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
What did she say?
No, it's okay. The other detective has just gone to get me one. Oh, tastes fine to me. As long as it's black and strong, I'm good. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's
Which
probably
one
the
is
worst thing that's
this
ever
now,
happened
then?
to me.
I think this one is Eve.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism,
Yeah,
so
see,
stuff like that just comes
wrong
and goes.
cheek even. This is 100% Eve.
I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policeman. I found the body.
Oh,
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
This one is .mov. It starts at 20:53:12. It's the same clip as this, but in the wrong format. Okay, we found the mystery file.
What can I do to help?
Yeah, Quap. Well, I mean, it was digitalized later, so I don't know. But yeah, I remember AVI was one of the first formats that I ever used on a computer. So
it was after dinner.
It's kind of old.
I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never need.
But like, I'm pretty sure that it also existed in... Yeah, there's 274 here. Was it D30 something? Yeah, there's an extra mov here. D305.mov is here as well in the originals, so it's not that guy's fault. Is this an achievements right? Yo, Shroom. We finished the game. I didn't get all achievements. I'm missing one achievement related to the tic-tac-toe, not tic-tac-toe, but the game. I don't care for it, but we found all the files, and now I'm watching them in the order. What's the premise of this game? We were basically given a old computer and a database and like figure out what happened, and you could do searches on the database with these small video clips, and it would only like return 5 results, so you couldn't just like cheat by putting some super common word in there. But yeah, we did some keyword searching and we figured it out. Kinda. This is post game. I'm just in the game files actually, because like we would find these videos all over the place. So I wanted to just watch them in order to make sure that I got everything. The dev screwed up. Yeah, what Gratchev said. Playing solitaire till dawn with a deck of 51. Really? Oh no. Oh yeah, and it begins like it has already searched murder for you, so you get like a starting point. But yeah, it's just like, here's a database, figure it out. And I freaking loved every moment of it. Except for the fucking lie detector machine, but...
Didn't. I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I looked down there the week before,
this was a really cool game.
That pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed and...
You mean telling lies? Is it that one?
His body. It didn't look real. And his throat.
I think
Like his throat had
they
been
made
cut.
Eve go this time around because Hannah actually did it, so she might have had like a weird reaction to all these questions.
Thick glasses. It doesn't always work.
No, she doesn't have the bruise, and I think they asked about it,
No.
and she was like, "Oh, what bruise?" And she like held her like the
Things
different
wrong.
cheek than Hannah has the bruise on.
The bags,
Like she didn't
I think it
even
was from our kitchen. You can probably
It's like-
check that.
like for people who have fucking coordinated their entire lives so that they can become one person. They're doing a terrible job here. 'Cause after just a couple interviews, it's so obvious. Love this game, but couldn't get into telling lies. I added that on my wish list. Maybe we'll get to that at some point. Fits with them being a mirror of each other? I guess kinda. But they have like the same sort of unsymmetrical hair and stuff.
We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape. But
Wait, the
I
dad
think that's
grew
ours.
mushrooms in the basement?
I wasn't in the house. I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car. I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could.
Oh, Jimmy,
When
that
I finally
sucks.
stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so...
Does it work the same way as this, that you have to search for stuff? Or like, you know, that there's like unseen videos and seen videos and it would be hard to find. Right. Yeah, I would rage quit at that point too, basically. That's all. Well, if I ever play it, at least I'll know that, so we won't have to rage quit because of that. Don't remember. Okay.
tired. I just had to sleep. I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. And when I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning my calls and I wanted to try and make up.
She's
got back
really
to the
nervous
house and-
here.
Simon wasn't there. And
Oh, she's gonna puke.
Is there a bin? Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness. No. Well, yes.
You could hear the
found out
interviewer
that
there
day.
for just like a teeny tiny
I
syllable.
told him I was pregnant. Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it. It was late,
What made
early Saturday morning.
you talk about it though, if you
Yeah.
weren't ready?
I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted. I think when I drove back, it was about 8 or something. And I got back to the house about 3. When you suspect someone of murdering their husband. Okay. So you want to eliminate me as a suspect? Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories. Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out.
Now they're starting to give her the cards, and it's gonna be basically the Rapunzel story, but it also reflects them as sisters. Did they already know at this point? There is an interviewer. Yeah, I guess that also like makes her acting easier. Easier to answer questions if you're actually presented them. Kinda.
The window. She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out.
Or maybe
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up.
Or maybe
in this
they're
tower.
just giving vague
Rapunzel gets
pictures
taken by
and
the prince.
sort of lets
Mother
her
Gothel is furious, so
expose
she cuts
herself.
off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened.
I got that on my wish list too.
She throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel
I found
is reunited with the prince, who's.
I found a few FMV
blind.
games.
But she
Since
kills him with a
last
taser, so
room.
it's a happy ending. Is that too much? Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded
In
me of the
universe.
books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour? Yes. Like a story. A beginning, a middle.
I have
and an
Nightbook
end.
downloaded.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends. She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband.
It's just very illogical to have these interviews
But
cut into
it's okay,
small pieces instead
because
of
she finds out it wasn't
an
her
entire
husband,
recording.
It was his brother. And so it's fine.
It's fine that his brother is sick.
Okay.
We're
She's being
starting now.
chased.
We're watching the videos.
They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad.
Or we
Maybe it
could
wasn't
do
her
like a
fault.
couple
She looks scared.
playthroughs
Not
on another
guilty.
stream.
Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know. Did I pass? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again? Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories. From when I woke up.
We used to play
Mhm.
up there.
I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, Children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a
Wow.
takeaway.
She was
Simon
just a
gave me
lunch
his
lady.
present, which I didn't mind.
And the kids sang her happy
And after
birthday.
that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left. Yeah.
Do you think Simon got angry about the baby because he thought he was having another baby with Hannah? Because she chose Eve instead, he seemed to want to be with Eve instead, and he thought he was gonna have a baby with Hannah. I would sing happy birthday in that case.
I got to Glasgow. I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then
Someone
headed back.
tried calling someone. Did she just say someone?
Honestly. Yes. I drove in here because I remember, well, I went over the river.
Wonder who that could
And then
be.
there was a church. There. Yeah. And I probably...
Quap. It takes two to make a baby. It's very unfair to get angry about that.
Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There. Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time.
Do we know if it's Simon's
Must eliminate
baby?
me.
Yeah.
It was in Glasgow then. I didn't. I slept in the car. I left about 9 that night. I mean, I wasn't there. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning. Asked the hospital. When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving licence on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car. That should eliminate me as a suspect. If I was in Glasgow, can't be in two places at once. I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's
dead.
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's a glazier, he doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know. God, I don't know. Could be anyone. Maybe someone followed him back from the pub. But why would he let them in? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, I had to let myself in. The door locks if it swings too. Yes, I always pull it shut and then lock the bigger lock with the key. No, I don't think it was. I turned the key but it was already unlocked. No, they were shut. Most of the windows are really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
Domino.
No cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were
Hannah
you could
came
maybe
with
squeeze
Simon
through
from
it.
the pub and killed him.
I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens.
As
All
she
the
was
gardens back
dressed
onto
as
each other, so you'd have to
Eve.
climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder? When will the police let me back in the house? And they let me take a bag of clothes with me, but the mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. I haven't looked at it since. Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea.
Okay, question. Did he actually make 2 mirrors and he gave one for each woman? Or did he give the exact same mirror then? There must have been 2, because isn't she holding like a full mirror at some point? I don't know.
It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
I was wondering why she was so avoiding of like where the mirror
A
is.
cup of tea would be good, thanks. Just 1 sugar. Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in.
She's
As good
Hannah.
as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So, fingerprints? No, no one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone summoned you from the rock.
Just one sugar, no
In
tea.
the bedroom. I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She
Why are we
has
talking
these
about
sort of
this?
porcelain
She went from
vases,
fingerprints
ornamental,
and other
next to
people
the
being in the
Reader's Digest books.
bedroom to like some
Cigarettes
random
inside.
person's
And
secret
she still
cigarettes.
has them. I mean, last time I
in
was
the
there, I
same
looked in a
clip.
vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
As do you.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house. Yes, yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too, with the fingerprints in all those places. Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm not sure how long they last for, but is that possible? That can't be right. In the bedroom. I sleep on the right side of the bed as you come in from the door. You can tell because I have 2 pillows and he just has 1. What kind of hairs? A wig. You mean, but what type of wig? No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig? Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Republic.
Couldn't you just have pretended that it's some, like, you know, private roleplay stuff? Stop asking about the wig. Like, she could have come up with anything to make it seem less sus. But she was just, like, so nervous about the wig. Yeah, they found Eve's fingerprints. They did. And then they found those blonde wig hairs. And they obviously assumed that there's someone else in there. Maybe they needed to keep this PG or something. Simon wore the wig.
Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from
Because,
there?
like, there's no more Simon to prove otherwise.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door.
This
no
is the
answer.
identical video.
I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight.
I wonder what I searched for when I got this video. Because I got this one, but I didn't get the other one until, like, the next stream. So what kind of keyword only got me one of them? Or maybe there was just so many that I don't know.
Into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Wasn't it like, didn't she wait a lot longer in her initial story? The first time when she came to report him missing? I think, I don't know. Maybe it's because they're two separate people that they have conflicting stories that make me super confused all the time.
Yes, this is it. He made it himself. It's a special one-off.
Special
He
one-off.
made it. He decorated it. That's his thing. Where did you find it? Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection. Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. That's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
He did, for the second time.
On his throat. How? An affair. Simon wasn't having an affair. No. Simon wasn't seeing another woman.
Yes, he was.
Good. Happy. I mean, ups and downs like any couple, I guess, but we've been married for over 10 years. I don't know if anyone really changes. You just become more yourself. Simon was my prince, and that hasn't changed. Really? You're going to ask me about my sex life? I mean, isn't that private? Are you married? How is your sex life? Well,
Is that
there you go.
some sort of hint?
How many kids? So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage. No, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon. No, you're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. If you think I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys. I mean, not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diana's a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
It was fennel achievement.
Hurt someone? Yes. But everyone thinks that from time to time, right? You just want to lash out. Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean,
Wait,
really hate her sometimes.
sorry?
Hurt someone? Yes. Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid, and she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes. Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's
Eve
head
is mentioned.
underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it out. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We were made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship. A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve, so my parents let me off. Maybe a fresh cup of tea? What are you doing talking about Eve?
Yep. I've never noticed before that she does them with different fingers.
Poor Simon. Just the one sugar. Thanks. Is that camera recording? 1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just
Time for
awful.
parent.
Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
It was just the
They said
heat,
it was
huh?
food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them. Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill.
Did you just hesitate a lot there when she was like, no one had reason to hurt them? Could Eve have had something against them? Because she couldn't really truly have them as her parents. She thought Hannah can't have them either or something.
Thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me. I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Soon after miscarriage.
Yeah. I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications. I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother.
I guess the pregnancy was
She was a
true.
girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want it.
This is Hannah. And she wanted a daughter called Sarah. Why? It would make things easier, I guess. Well, like, they weren't living with the parents anymore. Hannah was living with Simon. No, but not for long, though. Because they moved in while she was pregnant. I'm a bit confused.
I have a symmetrical name. It's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby. No,
I keep thinking
No,
she
Simon
has a
didn't play
nosebleed, but I think it's just
he
a
wasn't very musical.
shadow or something.
He liked to listen, but he was tone deaf. Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar. Black, no sugar. Thanks. Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No
I think
answer.
they figured from
I took
the
my keys
tea
out
and
of
the
my bag,
coffee.
unlocked
They
the
asked
door.
the same
The main
question
lock
first
was
thing.
unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room, nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom, he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss.
Like, were they not able to communicate between these interviews or something?
I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough? Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
Oh, does she have the black shirt because it was underneath the white shirt? Oh no, this
my
was
tattoo.
She didn't mean to show the tattoo.
I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
No, this was the blue shirt.
About 8 years back. It was a present to myself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I think they say you can have 1 cup. You have children? Cute. You must love them very much. What ages are they? Must think it's very cool that their dad is a police detective.
Is getting a tattoo tonight.
Yeah. We were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome.
People said it was a nice wedding.
His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car. Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15. No, I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think.
And we were 15, but Carl was older when we had
really
sex.
Regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad.
He got tired of us.
Those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family. Family. So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there.
Holy
and
fuck.
then Simon. And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, she
He
seems
could be
to be
passionate.
currently in love with
Just-
Simon, as she is, I think.
It was more than that.
While Hannah seems like
It
she
wasn't
was
just sex
over
like
with
I did
it.
with the other boys.
She seems like happy that Simon's
Have I
gone.
ever cheated on Simon?
Probably didn't mean to
You asked
murder
that question
him, but
yesterday.
the previous
Simon was
interview,
very moral about that sort
it
of
was
thing.
clear.
He wouldn't just walk out there and sleep with anyone. He wasn't that kind of guy. He took his marriage very seriously. Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me.
Yeah, not to
And
you.
I was devoted to him.
Really.
Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other.
Because you've just started being together.
Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can. You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead. But I have my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs? You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing? And what did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him. This
That was
other
convincing.
person doesn't exist.
And
I
I
don't
think
know
true.
what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap? I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people
They
all
really
the
messed
time.
up with this.
I mean, why would anyone
talk.
who knew Simon want to kill him? No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water. Is that camera recording?
She asks
Did you
again.
put me on You've Been Framed? I want the money. Yeah? That's me. But February? I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder? Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February.
Was there a relevance with the speeding ticket and
I remember the ticket, of course.
these events?
I paid it without
The
telling
murder
Simon.
and stuff.
Didn't want to get told off. And they put points on the licence.
Because she's kind of mysterious. I just needed to go get
Like I
something,
said.
probably.
I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too fast. If you want, you can arrest me for that. You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets. There was a conference, something to do with double glazing. In Oxford? Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference?
Are they saying there was a... Are they talking where Simon was 6 months ago when the speeding ticket happened? Why was he in Oxford? The other one was at work?
I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar. And the hotel said he was there? Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip.
Aha! Aha! Hi, Brock. I'm trying to think how to put this in a logical way. So, already 6 months ago, Simon and Eve were together in a hotel, right? Secretly. Simon had lied, going to Oxford for a business trip. I missed that. I missed that detail. I didn't catch that. Like, it was too confusing in the context that I got it in. And I am guessing it was actually Hannah who got the speeding ticket. Like, did Hannah find out? Why was Hannah speeding? Yikes.
I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service.
What was the made-up
Didn't leave the
name?
room. Had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic. It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon.
Does it
No
not?
one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford. You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay? Probably needs tuning.
Sour, please.
It's okay.
And the wind and the rain. It was actually playing in my head the other day.
Should be right up your street.
Why does the guitar make sense now?
There were two sisters came walking by the sea.
They were talking about it the other day.
Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest
But I still don't
one
understand.
pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
They. Oh, okay.
Both had a love for the captain's son.
Yeah, she briefly said it's my guitar earlier.
But he only cared for the youngest one. All the dreadful wind.
Yeah. Could be
The
Gretchen.
eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
Did they ask the other one too? Did they ask Hannah?
So she pushed
I don't
her
think so.
in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain, watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down.
Isn't it
Oh,
weird?
the wind and the rain.
If you're being questioned by the police and they're like, play this guitar.
Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain.
High imagination.
Father dear, here swims and swans.
Talked about performing at a
Oh, the
bar.
dreadful wind and rain.
Did they do it before? I remember it
And
from,
then
you know,
it's
earlier
ridiculous. I think
streams,
that's a
but
good place to stop. Really? Okay. Here's the rest. Oh, they laid a body on the dock to dry. Oh, the wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking.
I also think it was Hannah, hi engineer, it was Hannah who was talking about holding Eve's head down in the water and stuff like that. And then Eve now sings about it as if it's just a classic ballad or whatever. So yeah, I think that's why they made her continue. Because they wanted to hear the entire story, because they thought there's probably some truth to all of it.
By all the dreadful wind and rain, and he made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bones. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone. Oh, the wind and rain. The sound could pierce her heart of stone.
Shit.
Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that the fiddle could play.
Maybe not literally, but like
Oh, the wind and the rain.
Eve now
Yes,
has
the
Hannah's baby
only
though.
tune that the fiddle could play was oh, the dreadful
If you want to read into it.
and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
Wasn't
Someone
fiddle
and Eric
used?
arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But
Wasn't playing someone like a fiddle
You should ask Diane.
said?
Coffee, I guess. Milk and sugar. This is the third day running you've called me.
This is Hannah. I think they figured that their drinking habits are too different. She now asks for coffee, but with milk and sugar, while Eve likes it black. This is Hannah. Yeah, Grasha, we determined that then, because I remember asking, what does it mean? Or did I just ask what's fiddle? And then someone said that.
Yeah. I speak to Doug and Eleanor every day. And they seem to be
Also-
asking a lot of questions.
This is not the third day she's been asked. This is the 2nd of July, and she's been there on the 18th, 25th, 27th, and the 1st. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th. This is the 6th day, right? There's only the next day left. She's losing it. She's absolutely losing it. It was used in Metal Gear Solid 1? I don't recall.
About me. Should I be worried? Am I a suspect? I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital. Rehearsed. You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead. Twins?
How does this
Really?
day end?
Are you really asking me that question? Are you out of your mind? Twins? Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match.
Fucking idiot.
I leave, are you going to arrest me?
Oh, yeah, she's
No.
leaving. Okay.
They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you. Are you arresting me? No. Fuck off.
Bye. Okay.
Open this door.
Right. So she just left, and now Eve
This
is
is
like,
nice of them. Is this where you take people when it's time to arrest them? Yes, I understand my rights.
wait, it was used in Metal Gear Solid 5 too? Oh, they really like that, I guess. Did she just say, is this where you take people to arrest them, sort of? They didn't know which one was going to come, right? Like, or like, how by now they figured that there's two of them, right? So how come, like, how come they're not tailing them or something to, actually, I don't know, arresting me now? Yes, but this is Eve, so I guess they arrest them both. I'm not quite sure where it ended, how it ends, because it wasn't Eve. I mean, she's obviously in on this because she's been trying to cover for Hannah this whole time, but she didn't do it. Hannah may have run away at this point. Yeah, I'm thinking either that. That's why I thought that we were Hannah the whole time, because she would have been on the run. But it also could have been, kind of risky to put actual video of them getting arrested into the game. So it may have just happened. They don't need the interrogation part for that. They just go in and arrest them, right? So maybe it was just left out of these videos.
No, I don't need a lawyer. Yes. No lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for? I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person. Yes. I'll take a lie detector test. I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work? Yes. My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry. Yeah, I get it. Yes. 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 No. Yes. Yes. No.
These were fun.
No. No. I can take the stuff off now. Did I prove I'm innocent? My name? That was the only question I failed. Your lie detector works. My mother called me Eve. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's a real-life fairy tale. Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time.
Shock.
The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper. Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion. Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out
Florence
of
was
sight.
pretty fucked up too.
It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Wait, what makes you think the parents knew? Sorry, what? What did she say? The parents didn't know, as far as I know. Or if they knew, they pretended to not to know. What did she say? I don't want to get too much ahead. I can still skip back. I can never get like the rest of this. Parents weren't expecting twins. They were happy the midwife cleaned up. Right. I think they just didn't know that, you know, the mom had two babies in her belly. And I guess they didn't care to check up on the dead baby. That's how I understood it. They were just happy that the midwife, you know, took care of all that stuff. So, yeah, I get they knew that at birth there were two babies, but all that time they thought that the other one was dead. Yeah, the midwife lied that one of them was dead. So she just like slapped it under slipped it under her skirt or whatever and left and just said like, "Oh, you only have one alive baby." Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Glad we cleared that up.
The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think.
Yoink.
We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant.
And yeah, the midwife lived across the street and raised the baby there.
It wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements. Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books. Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth. I'd found it in those stories. Florence was a warm, kind person, but she was broken, I guess.
Oh yeah,
When I
the
found her
husband.
diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it, older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children,
Is there a
planned to have a
phone in
large
the
family,
video?
but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life.
That cup
She
has
never felt
something
like she
in
could
it,
marry again.
by the way.
Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again.
I mean, you're not much older
I guess it
than
was
that.
harder, a war widow,
Technically a widow.
one of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
She's a widow in her 20s.
No,
Well, Hannah is.
it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and I'm going to try when he came back.
Sorry, what?
No, it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and I'm going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood.
I don't
Sometimes it's
remember
hard to
this.
remember what happened last week. When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs.
I think that was trying to be the explanation on why her name, why like Eve was given as her name. But she was very confused about it. And I just think it's too crazy that they both have the symmetrical names, right? Anyway.
It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Yeah, was this an accident?
I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl.
I think they leave a lot
The fairy tale was over,
for your
The
own
witch was dead,
imagination in this
and I'd be
game.
restored to my rightful place. She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse.
You know how Hannah told their
She hid me
relationship
up
a
there.
love-hate relationship? I feel like
No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Hannah mostly hated her, and
I'm
I
not
think
sure where the dollhouse
she
came
mostly
from.
loves Hannah.
I don't know if it was given to them or they
She
inherited
even knocked.
it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so
What were their knocks?
huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then
By
reassembled up
Hannah,
there.
and
It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper
Love
to
you.
scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, a big duvet.
that's probably why I thought we were Hannah watching these videos, because she tapped by Hannah. So, as if she knew that Hannah was on the run already. I don't know how she knew that she would be watching these videos later, but I don't know, like, it just doesn't make sense. Maybe Hannah was. Could Hannah have been another room? Or maybe they just do it out of old habit. It's hard to say.
Some pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once,
Because also,
a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
but even killed the moth.
We would swap places and take it in turns to do things.
After all these years,
and
she
we were
remembers.
very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules.
Because I'm sure they had fun, but also Eve made Hannah's life a lot more complicated in a way too.
We lived a second life through those rules.
She helped with
for things that could only ever happen
boys
inside our imaginations.
But eventually,
we would consider
she became
all
a
the
nuisance,
permutations
right?
of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them. If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise.
You know, here, I'm upset that I didn't notice the bruise on the cheek before, or I somehow missed it, even though they talked about it. But they somehow stopped doing that. Because Eve didn't get the bruise on her cheek anymore. Didn't she say at some point that Hannah was more important than Simon to her? I wonder if that's changed.
When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull out Hannah's to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah.
This is stupid, but what would they have done if one of them got hurt so bad that they would have been taken into like a hospital and gotten like proper surgery or something? I dare to think what they would have done in case something serious like that. Maybe it stopped well. Exactly my point. I think it's still about to come up.
The next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me.
Like pregnancy?
But she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days.
Yeah, Hannah was super violent.
She stuck a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen.
According to her.
So much of our bodies was synchronised anyway. We started our period on the same day. All our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits. Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite.
That also makes me kind of think that the parents are quite neglectant. She describes it as they were busy. But could that have led to either one of them had some sort of grudge against the parents? I'm guessing possibly Eve. Against the parents, or what if the parents found out? I'm still convinced that the girls killed them somehow, or one of them, you know, just like in this case.
If they heard us talking in the attic. They just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss.
Like I said the first time around, what kind of parent doesn't notice?
Get dressed this instant. So I ducked into our bedroom.
I don't know.
And seconds later, out came
Like,
Hannah.
probably a bad one.
My mum was amazed. When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor.
She's typing by Hannah. We looked these up. We cracked the code.
Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway. We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
No, they also knew that the witch mushrooms were poisonous.
We were obsessed with fairy tales.
It was no
Not just the
accident.
pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the
I thought
captions
so,
and
but
flip between the pictures.
I
There was something
guess
intimate
I'm not
about
100%
peeling
sure.
back the tracing paper and dressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger. There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things. When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams.
Did Simon leave
We used
magic
to wake
behind?
up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them. Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
That look
Differences?
still gets me.
She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything.
It was Hannah speeding though.
She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity.
Is this longer?
After a night that his
I
band
didn't
had
notice.
played at.
I mean,
It got
this is
difficult.
more significant,
And
I
as with
guess.
Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a
Not
graze.
this again.
We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon. Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss.
That's so weird. Like, Hannah could have easily just not shared the first date if she was so into, keeping him all on herself. She just could have just not go to the bathroom and let Eve out of there. I wonder why they did that.
Me. But that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time. Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers
Which
had.
video are we on?
I was pretty ill.
Just
How
checking
could we
how
stay
many
the same
left.
now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different. No.
So,
The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I
still
could follow,
25 videos.
so we were separated again. I
Like,
stayed in the attic.
10% left.
It was hard.
Ugh.
It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognised me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers, drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was
Ew.
17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan. Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD.
100% sure now that Eve killed the parents. I see the picture. I see the picture. They didn't go back to normal after the miscarriage. They were still living at the parents. Wait, was it? No, it was. Whose parents was it who they lived with and whose parents died? Something. Could it be?
And I came down one morning and they were dead. They were in bed.
Whoopsie daisy.
Both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot. And I'd slept through it. The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognise them.
Taught us how to recognize them.
And there's no way he would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
The police believed that's what happened and they never even looked at the attic. It was 100% her. She was suffering in the attic, right? Yep. 100%. I knew it.
Yes.
And now I've pieced it
It was a
together.
cremation for the best. We both wore black and had veils, so it was easy. And after the funeral, everyone came back to the house.
Oh,
Hannah served up sandwiches and
I thought this
I
was
stayed out of sight.
Simon's funeral they talked about, but this was the parents'
The legal
funeral.
stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there. It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him.
Yeah,
We didn't share him like the others.
she was trying to get back to the way things were before Hannah got pregnant, right? But I even killing the parents didn't help.
The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before. So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings, so I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist. He saw me singing one of my shows, pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards,
One thing that bothers me, her necklace that she's wearing now, once Hannah wore it, and I don't know if they would be as clever as to also like carry on with the necklace, unless they have identical necklaces, but I feel like that throws me off. Why Why do they both have the necklace? I'm pretty sure I've got the person's nailed. Like, I know which one is which at this point. But Hannah has this once. It's when it's the black shirt one. The one where she gets upset the day before this. She's wearing also this. Before that, it's always been on Eve.
I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking.
She had it
I knew
with
who
the
he
orange
was.
shirt and stuff.
Obviously, I
at
knew
least.
who he was, but he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream. No. No, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring. Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again and there he was.
He wasn't wearing his wedding ring.
He offered to buy me a meal.
Already then?
I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic. Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss.
Sure if she fell in love with Simon or did it to get back at Hannah? I feel like getting back at Hannah at first, at least. But I feel like in these interviews, yeah, she really cared for Simon. Also, like, did anyone catch if they mentioned how long since she moved out? Like, she moved out fairly soon after the miscarriage happened, right? Didn't she say something about 6 months? So, like, let's say a year after the marriage. How soon after that did she meet Simon at the bar? Like, don't tell me he's been cheating for all of the 10 years. After the parents died. Well, yeah, around, like, let's say next year. Has he been cheating for 10 years? No. No way. This is just weird. Because, like, the first time she slept with him, she got pregnant. It can't have been that long, but, like, somehow, like, nothing, absolutely nothing has changed in the past 10 years, I guess. Like, she's been just singing at the bar. She's been singing at the bar for 10 years, and Simon now noticed her, even though he's been going to the pub. I think the pub was mentioned. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of still wondering how that exactly went. If anyone can explain, please do.
But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her.
Seriously, in before Simon had a twin.
It was almost like it was a
why
different
wouldn't he
Simon.
wear a wedding ring the first time he's like at the pub?
But after the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house. to their house. So
Yeah, why
it
would
was
he go
definitely
there?
him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his
Maybe-
wife was
Maybe he wanted to get
completely
caught
different to me.
to get a divorce.
I almost burst out laughing.
That's kind of twisted. He could just get a divorce.
I think it was that time,
Random ideas.
the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic sperm. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice. I didn't tell him. I missed 3 periods. I had pretty
That is
irregular periods
pretty
anyway,
weird,
but
though.
3.
How long she's
I
been
had always thought
trying.
we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Just waited. Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both.
Yeah, she
I
got
think she
pregnant
was.
not long before their birthday, I think.
No. I told her it was one of my
I just don't
boyfriends,
understand what's been
someone I
happening
had
for
met
the
in the
past
bar.
10
I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them? Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
I think she also didn't want. Hold on, what was I trying to say? She didn't want to lose her marriage. Like, Hannah was probably quite scared at that point that Simon would go with Eve and take care of that baby, right? So maybe she was ready to like come clean. Uh-huh. Um just to keep things what was normal for her, because for her it was always being them 3. I'm not a psychologist, but I feel like I can understand.
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this
So
sister
Hannah
he didn't know she had.
Hannah told Simon this. Right.
She knew that
Hold on. So Hannah told Simon that Eve is pregnant and that she's her sister. Yeah, Eve was never ready to tell Simon, I guess. I kind of missed how Simon found out. I just remember that he found out on the birthday. That's why they argued. Yeah, I just thought that they argued because of the baby, because I thought this is what happened. I thought Eve. I had forgotten that Eve wasn't allowed to pretend to be Hannah anymore. So I thought that Eve was there pretending to be Hannah and told about the pregnancy, and then Simon got mad because he thought Hannah was pregnant. That's what I thought up until now, because I was confused. Let me go back a little bit.
when she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone.
How did you know what her face looked like if you weren't there, if you had to be called? Uh, the killing happened when Hannah was pretending to be Eve while Eve was in Glasgow. She had the wig on and everything, and I think that's when Simon gave Eve the mirror as a present, and that was like the last straw for Hannah because she thought that she had the unique mirror. This is okay. This is. I thought I understood everything, but I'm so glad that we're rewatching because, like, what is going on right now?
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was.
Did she kick him out though?
She called me sister on the phone.
Or
she never calls me that.
Yeah, she did, because she killed him only later.
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise.
That's the bruise. Okay,
and so from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left. It's like I told you before, I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back.
No.
I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Okay, she
like
had that opinion before.
Something like that.
She knew she'd
killed him. Saw Simon.
Dead.
He was on the floor of the living room.
So Simon had come back.
His throat had been cut.
Simon went out, thought he would meet with Eve, but met with fake Eve.
Instead, she was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her.
I'm thirsty, but this is almost done.
And she was in shock. Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
He also hit her where? Because we only saw the bruise that was from Eve's hit.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us so we could then disprove it rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch to make sure the alibi stuck. My sister.
What? How's the watch? Oh, is it the... Oh, does the watch stop ticking when, the person who wears it is dead? She broke it? Okay.
Is gone. And she's never coming back.
What? Excuse me?
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
Okay, so she is on the run.
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist? I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
Oh. So that was the... That was the last thing. We saw that super early. Back then, I'd like to speak with my lawyer now, and like, you don't have a murder weapon. Didn't strike very suspicious. There was always only one girl among us. Could she have gotten away with it? Oh yeah, true. Yeah, they tried to steer us off with that, I guess. I thought about it for maybe a minute, and after that I realized they're actually two people. Yeah, mm, that was pretty cool. I'm really glad that we rewatched that, even though there wasn't that much new stuff. But I'm quite convinced that Eve murdered their parents, and it's sort of highly likely that she also murdered her like stepmother. My personal theory is that she made up the whole sister thing to blame it on. Oh, well, there's just one thing, is the tattoo. Maybe it was a removable tattoo. I still do think that there was actually two separate people. I don't have the strong arguments to back it up now. But their stories about their childhood were very real. And like the whole thing about how they had to arrange things to keep things together. Last video. Yeah, Gretchev, that's true. I thought it was there just because, I mean, we found it very early. Obviously, maybe not everyone finds it early, but I thought it was there so you would find it early to make you think that, okay, maybe she has split personality. She had no reason to think the tattoo would be exposed, though. That was an accident. That's true. It is true. And also the fact that Simon only learned about the tattoo when she learned about Eve, like at the bar. Simon guessed her name from the tattoo, so I'm sure he would have seen that on his wife, and like, yeah, I think it's like actually a fake tattoo just because they had to fake the tattoo on on the actress. Birth certificate surely was available. No, it wasn't. Yeah, Eve didn't exist. Like, she was presumed dead originally, and then the one who was delivering the babies snatched the baby and raised her as her own without telling anyone. And that too yeah, there was no one supervising that, because obviously then, like, the alive baby wouldn't have been marked as dead. someone would have checked that. um it's, I guess it's still possible, but they were never proven to be in a room together. So yeah, it was good. It was well made. I really like that. Yeah. It was very fun. Like, that's probably the most fun I've ever had browsing a database. Like, not bad. If a game can make that fun, I mean, it's a pretty good game. What else can I say? GG. Yeah, we played the game and we browsed all the game files. So, like, we were almost like Doki Doki level and did this. Should have added some paperwork and evidence too. That would have been really cool to browse like documents as well, not just videos. Yeah. I would have loved that. I did some digging on Steam and I found some like similar-ish games. Uh so hopefully I'll get into those at some point, but I think we're finally gonna hop into Alan Wake. I've been teasing it for so long now that I don't really have a choice at this point. I don't want to be a fraud. So I think next up we'll play Alan Wake, assuming I've not actually booted it up yet, so I need to make sure that it works. But why wouldn't it work, right? Alan Wake again? Yes. Uh, d- d- um, yes. I was trying to come up with a joke and I couldn't. The joke is that there was like at least two people who thought that I've already played Alan Wake before. So yeah, I've not. I swear I've not played it before. Ooh. I've seen like maybe an hour or so gameplay very long time ago, but I don't think I ever played. I mean, it was my ex played on the Xbox 360 and I watched a little bit. but I wouldn't say that I've played it. Reawakened. Reawakened. There are pretty strong rumors about Alan Wake 2, so it's, I guess, good time that we play this. Anyhow, it's, oh my god, it's, how can I still be 50 minutes past my bedtime when I checked that the videos, like, I should be only like maybe 10 minutes late if we watched all the videos at that point when I started watching them. Where did like half an hour go? Where did 40 minutes go? What the actual? Anyway, it's time for me to go to bed. Thank you so much everybody who stuck around for that. That was you know, who expects gameplay here, right? Time is relative. Weird. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. I should be back on Friday and we'll play Alan Wake. I'm quite excited. But have a good night. I will see you then. Bye.